Warning, this isn't your typical broadcast. Welcome to the all-new After Hours where anything goes. Do not listen to this episode around small children. You have been warned.
Woo! Is that how Scott does it? I don't know. Anyway, welcome to Paddle and Fin After Hours, episode number 2.
Number two.
Here are your hosts, starting in left, right corner. I don't know if you're watching on YouTube. If you're listening, you don't really care what corner we're in. But we got the B-Man up here or here. Wave your hand. I don't know.
Brian the Killer Schiller.
Yeah.
Woo! B-Man.
Yeah.
And the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, I don't have that shirt on tonight.
Oh. Just yeah.
If you're not watching on YouTube,
we could talk about this later.
Tonight.
But Josh came up with a T-shirt last night. We could talk about that.
Yeah, I think I might know what it is, but I can't remember.
Hold on, guys. You're getting ahead of yourselves. We're doing intros here. All right. In the other corner, or if you're listening on the podcast, the other voice is Ryan, the man, Milford.
Yeah.
That was funny.
He just gave himself crowd noise.
Yeah.
In the bottom left or right, or I don't know, is none other than Brad Hicks.
Oh, yeah.
Little Randy said.
That made me want to snap into a Slim Jim.
When I say Brad Hicks, I think more of like a country singer than I do a WrestleMania star. But
Yeah.
hey, it works.
which is weird because I hate country, man. I'm a metal guy.
Yes, we know. We had a month-long conversation about that, I think.
It's all good.
And last but not least, the lady of the hour, Susie Roloff.
What's up?
Oh, cray. You are feeling spunky tonight. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
And Sam, you had such a pause right there when you were announcing her. I thought you forgot her name for a minute.
No, I was just trying to figure out how I was going to announce her. So a couple trillion ideas went through my head at once. Look,
Oh man.
All right. There we go. Oh, and then myself, Sam
Yeah.
Jones.
Sam.
Yeah, nobody cares.
Yeah.
Good
Nobody
Sam.
Exactly.
I just downloaded a fart noise app on my phone.
What? How random. All right. Well, again, welcome to After Hours here on Paddle and Fin, where you get to really hang out with the host and get to know us. So
Not too much, though, so we don't have to censor stuff on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brian's editing game is strong. We'll just put it that way.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Sure.
what you guys got going on? What's new?
Can we start this talking about my solo cup? I'm really proud of this.
Let's get that out of the way.
It's almost as big as your freaking head. Yeah, I mean, compared to this is an iPhone XR. Compared to that, I mean,
It's like
pretty good.
the 40-ounce version of a solo cup. I
Right?
mean, you should just put a paper bag around that thing, bro.
and you know, the best thing about this, it holds a lot of vodka and orange juice. Not that I would know.
Did you go out and pour a little in the street for the homies, or what? You know?
No, not yet. Yeah, as y'all know, I'm on a tight budget with fishing. That also applies to alcohol. And I don't like to fish.
So what you're saying is you're drinking Skull vodka right now.
I mean, pretty close.
So I'm working this seminar, or I'm doing this seminar today, and I'm working this expo. And this guy comes into the accident fishing booth where I'm at, and we're talking and whatnot. He starts talking about how he bought this bass boat and been fishing. So here's the deal. He was doing like 3 cans of chew a day for like the last 15 years, he said.
Jeez.
Right? I've never tried it, so I don't know, but I can imagine that's probably pretty horrible.
Yeah.
So he's like telling us about how he stopped and he's changed and everything. And we were like, how did you do it? He went cold turkey. So here's what he did. He went out and he took his wife and he bought a bass boat in his wife's name. $50,000 bass boat in his wife's name. The boat he's always wanted. And he gave up chewing that day. And he said, if you ever catch me chewing again, I want you to sell the bass boat on the spot. He's gone like 1.5 years without it. So sorry if the lead up you thought this was going to be funny. I just thought it was a cool story. But
Yeah.
So basically, you're telling me if I want to quit smoking cigarettes, I got to go buy a $50,000 boat.
well, the thing is, he says he calculated all the money he had spent on chew in 15 years, and it was cheaper for him to own a bass boat.
That's crazy.
I mean, you said
Yeah.
he was doing 3 cans a day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a short period where I dipped, and I did like the cheap Grizzly Wintergreen whenever I did do it, and I believe those at the time were like $2.50 a can or something like that. So you got to think that's like $7.50 a day for the cheaper stuff. Grizzly is kind of on the cheaper end. You can get the more expensive stuff up closer to $4, I think. So I mean, you calculate that per day. I can't do the math in my head, but yeah, that's a lot of money.
$225 a month, man.
Yeah, that's a boat payment.
That's crazy.
That's for sure a boat payment.
That is crazy.
Man. How many kayaks could you buy with that, Brian?
Yeah. I was going to say,
man.
I probably smoke a Hobie every year.
That actually sounds like I don't know, some kind of substance. Hey man, you want to buy some Hobies?
Got some Hobie over here.
Smoking Hobies over here.
That's funny. No, we hung out at the Cincinnati Travel Boat show. I don't know. It's a big, long thing, and it's crazy, but met a ton of people, had a lot of fun, talked my head off, man. I got worn out from talking to people all day long, but let's see. I was there 12 hours yesterday and then 9 hours today, I think. So good day today. We had a bunch of people come and talk about kayaks. They want to come back to the shop and try them out.
So you got
That's
so
what I was
tired
up
of
to.
talking. You got so tired of talking about fishing and kayaking, you came home and decided to jump on the paddle and fin after hours and talk more about kayaking and fishing.
I was gonna go there, but then I didn't. But it's all good.
I had a lot of fun there.
Dude, it was a blast. We had a blast. We made fun of Ryan, and it was awesome.
Dude, I laughed pretty hard at that video of
Yeah.
Ricketts.
That was good.
It's in the next YouTube update that we have coming. I'm gonna add it into the video. It's pretty fun.
I was gonna say
Ryan's-
people probably need to see that.
Yeah.
Just see how we bust each other's balls and stuff with that.
Ryan's favorite thing to do is comment on people's pictures and say, "Man, you're a lot taller than I pictured you."
And then he said, getting a step stool for Ricketts.
Yeah.
I did. Because I know he's short, but I always thought
he
Sam
is.
was short. I always thought Sam was like 5'8" or 5'9". Then he took pictures with
Me too.
Brad and Josh, and I'm like, I've met Brad and Josh in real life, at Dale Hollow. So I know, I think Brad's just a little bit taller than me. Josh, what is he, about the same height, or maybe just a tad bit shorter than me, something like that.
Yeah.
I'm about 6 foot, and then I see Sam, I'm like, he's about my height, or he's a taller guy.
Yeah. Yeah, so we hung out with Chad Hoover in the booth all weekend. He is not as tall as I thought he was. I thought he was like 6'6" or something, you know?
I thought
How
he was
tall
like
are you,
5'8".
Brad? Are you
I'm six, almost 6'2", I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say
6'1".
you've got to be like 6'2". I'm 6'1", so.
Yeah, but we were talking about it. That video that Brian was in, where he lost his phone on Nickajack. He was standing next to Hoover. Brian looks like he's 6'10" in that video compared to Hoover. So we were thinking, like, when we first met Brian, he was gonna be some jolly green giant.
I have been called that before. Not gonna lie.
Well, Brian,
you're
a pretty tall
you're
guy.
tall. He is tall, but I just didn't think Hoover. I thought he was taller than that, you know.
Yeah.
How tall is Hoover?
He's
like
about my
5'.
height.
Okay. See,
So,
I always thought he was a short guy.
No, well, he's medium. I don't know.
No, it's pretty
Anyway.
tall. What's the average? Like
Susie,
5'6"?
how tall are you, Susie?
I'm 5'3". I'm a
Oh,
short-
wow.
jeez.
3.
a
Susie's
short-
a giant. Towers over me.
Yeah.
In the rankings.
Get out of my fishing spot.
Oh,
Oh,
you missed it.
What?
that's dirty,
You
You
know-
bro.
missed it.
Dirty.
What did I miss?
You said Susie towers over me, and Sam said in the rankings.
Oh, was that Sam? I thought it was you.
No.
I mean, I won't argue that fact. I don't know.
can't.
We only fished against each other at Madison, right? This year? Oh no, didn't you fish Banner Marsh?
Mhm.
Did you actually fish that though, or
No,
you just
I
a
didn't-
TD?
I didn't compete in that one. I just judged.
Did you compete in the Madison event?
Yeah, for KBF I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what I got. I think I was like in the 30s. I think
Yeah.
it was stacked though, because I mean, like there was like what 4 or 5 people that had like very very close amounts. Like I think there was 3 people in like 81, and then like 2 or 3 in like 81 and a quarter. It was like there was some tight scoring in there.
Yeah, I think JP was in that mix of being tied. But yeah, I don't know. Susie's a stick. I won't argue that.
I
Heck
tried.
yeah, I've seen her fish pics, man. Pretty impressive.
That's right.
Hey, I was telling all these guys, Brad, when you stepped away, that your wife has great balls.
Dude,
Oh, my.
I love her balls and my jaws.
Nope. Editing that out.
As long as every.
No, we're just gonna take that section and put it in there at the very beginning, so people have no context of what it is.
That'd be awesome. I don't even care. I always tell everybody that, and they always look at me weird. I'm like, I don't care. They're that good.
They are. They are
Man.
delicious.
I don't know what you're
Yeah,
talking about. I don't want to know what you're
So-
talking about.
She owns her own bakery business called Gym City Bakehouse, and it's a home bakery inside of our kitchen, and she makes cake balls, and everybody around the Dayton area goes nuts for them. They're like crack. I like to
Nuts
call
and
them.
balls.
Yeah, they're like if you
Crack.
sprinkled crack on these balls and then you stuffed them in your jaws. It's I don't know, man. They're just so good. They're,
They are.
The marketing person in me just wants to brand this so badly.
Balls in your
brand
jaws.
Put some
Balls in your jaws,
jaws.
cake balls.
I love
like
it.
it.
Dude. I love it.
She makes a bunch of stuff though. I mean, cookies, the cake balls, brownies, all that crap. I mean, that's
How
why
are
I've gained
biscuits-
20
How
pounds.
are you
over
not fat?
I just said I gained 20 pounds over the winter so far.
But you're
I
still
haven't
not.
been kayak.
Well, I haven't seen you since like September, but you weren't very fat then. You're
I'm
pretty.
getting like a pooch right here up at top. Yeah, I look like my grandpa. I'm all
Like a
skinny
beer
everywhere
belly.
else except for like this part right here.
well, at least you can work that out once you can get back out on your kayak and get some exercise for paddling.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're not watching this on YouTube, you need to. I'm sorry. This is one episode that should be watched on YouTube.
Well, speaking of food and pooches and, stuff like that, I've been on this whole lifestyle change, diet change or whatever with me and my husband Adam. And I've been on it for 3 weeks now, and, we haven't killed each other yet, but, there's been some times.
Yeah.
But we're doing what they call CECO, calories in, calories out. You just count calories, basically. Like, you don't have to really, stop eating sweets if you don't want to. But once you realize, how many calories are in, a cake ball, then you're just like, God damn it.
Yeah.
But I don't know how much Adam has lost, but I'm down 7. So
Nice.
Wow, nice.
I
And how long?
drop calories every time I poop.
well, they make the toilet seat things that have a built-in scale.
What? Do they
Yeah,
really?
yeah. I'm
What?
not kidding. They have a scale
That's
built into the toilet
disgusting.
seat. That way, I mean, it's like a guy thing. They want to know how much.
I mean,
they're
I feel like I could have some world records if I had this. So now I'm very interested.
Oh, jeez.
But was this like a New Year's resolution for y'all, or is just something y'all decided to do, or?
kind of a bit of both, and just kind of more or less just kind of fed up with hurting all the time.
Yeah.
I feel you. I'm the biggest I've ever been. I'm
Yeah.
kind of fluctuating between 240 and 245, and like I said, I'm 6 foot. I don't work out in the gym, so I'm not all muscle. I feel like I'm pretty strong guy when it comes down to it, but I'm pretty chubby, and I keep telling myself I got a free gym at work, and so all I got to do is go over there and sign up, and I can start working out. At least go over there and run for 10 minutes, and maybe hit the weights for 20-30 minutes, anything to really help out. But every day I walk out of work, I want to do it after work, and I walk out of work and I'm like, I'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Somebody to keep you accountable, man.
yeah. I'm feeling it today, man. Like from not pedaling the blue sky in months, I helped lead a snowshoe hike today for Rocktown, and it's like my legs are just like torched. Like, what the hell were you thinking? I mean, I think we did 2 miles today, and it was like
Dang.
10 degrees up here. But
It was cold here too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cold.
Yeah.
Mm.
But I was thinking halfway through it, I'm like, man, I need to start doing more of this stuff in the off season, because like I could just feel my legs were torched, from not pedaling,
Yeah.
like that pedaling, such a huge thing. Or you could
Yeah,
be
it
like
is.
Sam and just have a motor.
Yeah, we,
Cheater.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with motors.
yeah, we joined Planet Fitness, and we've been maybe once a week.
Yeah.
We haven't made that the bigger focus. It just right now is just focusing on, calories and making better things and whatnot. The biggest pain in the ass out of all of it is figuring out the calories and recipes and stuff. Cause
Yeah.
okay, tonight we made chicken corn chowder, and it's like, well, how the fuck do you figure out how many servings are in it when you've got it in a Dutch oven?
Yeah, right.
God damn it! Now I gotta weigh all this shit, and it's just.
It's funny, man. My wife has been doing keto for, I think it's a little over a year.
Who's
And-
keto?
It's like a keto diet. Well, I mean,
It's very similar to Atkins, where it's low carb.
No, Susie.
I
no,
feel like it went
that's-
over some heads there.
Oh, yeah,
keto-
I probably missed something.
keto's the neighborhood pimp. But
Oh, boy.
Wow. Apologies to Brian's wife.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
And we talked about my wife's balls, so it equals out.
Yeah, right.
Brian's wife has got to be a saint for putting up with him.
Oh yeah, she just ignores me 3/4 of the time.
don't-
Keto's like no carbs. Can't have any carbs, stuff like that. So like I remember when she did that, I was like, oh man, like I'm gonna be eating a bunch of nasty diet food, and it actually it's basically you can't have bread or like spaghetti. She likes spaghetti, but there's this thing. Check it out, Susie. It's zucchini noodles. So they make noodles out of zucchini, and I see the look on your face. Tastes exactly like spaghetti. You would never know the difference.
But when you start doing the whole cauliflower instead of potato bullshit, nah. I tried some of that.
That
was gross. Like, you know, and that was the whole thing too, is like I didn't want to like be restricted because like I've tried the fad stuff in the past, and like as soon as I know that I'm restricted on stuff, I like go crazy. Like I got a sweet tooth, you know, I'll admit it, you know. But I mean with Seco, you know, it's just like, okay, you know, if I really want that cupcake, I can have it. But then, you know, I've got to be like, well, then that can be like my dinner, you know, or whatever, you know, like, but it's also, you know, not getting too hard on myself for going over, you know, by a couple 100 calories a day either, you know, so we're all going to have those bad days.
I just want cake balls for dinner.
So my wife does Whole30, if you guys ever heard about that.
What is it?
Whole30.
What is it?
Eating whole foods. You can't have grains or dairy or heck, I don't know. It's pretty strict, but she always has success losing weight when she does it. I hate it. It makes me extremely hungry. So like rolling around like 11 o'clock, I'll have to go get Taco Bell or something. My stomach just growls, dude. It's crazy.
Sam, what are you doing?
Oh, you guys are boring the hell out of me. So I'm just
He's playing with his rod cover.
I'm playing with my rod covers. I'm just trying to find something to do. I was about to fall asleep, so.
What do you want to talk about?
What do you want to talk about, Sam?
Not that. Because, like, my wife doesn't want to hear about fishing. I don't want to hear about diet stuff. Because my wife freaking meal preps all week and eats fish and cauliflower for lunch and dinner and puts everything on a scale, and I don't understand it. I think all of this fad diet stuff that you guys are talking about, all these diet nutrition plans, I think they're all crap. I think they're just sales gimmicks. Yeah. I think it's a bunch of people that have no idea what they're talking about. I think they're worse than fishermen. I really do. I think they're worse than us sitting around acting like we understand what a fish does.
Yeah.
It's
I know what a fish does. It swims.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't stand it. Like, give me a T-bone steak and a baked potato. I'm good. I don't need anything else. I put on 30 pounds usually every winter, and then throughout the fishing season, I lose that 30 pounds. I fluctuate between 200 and 230.
Yeah.
Mostly because I'm extremely broke during the summer because I don't cash checks.
You said it, not me.
I also know what a fish does. It avoids my lure.
Yeah.
Whatever I do the opposite if you want to catch
story,
fish.
Bro. True story.
Looks at your lure and it's just like, what the fuck is that?
That smells like
Milford.
Brian.
What is this? This isn't a lure.
Like you could have at least tried to make it look real.
Maybe using like scent on your bait would actually help.
Use what?
Using scent on your bait.
Shit.
Oh, well, yeah, you could try that too. Probably help.
I mean, that's got to sit.
It does. Especially mine. It smells bad.
This is
That
like
gluten,
the
man, I'm
third
telling
time
you.
we've got on the topic of feces.
Why are we talking about poop?
I don't know. You brought it up.
Oh, you brought it up. All right.
And Ricketts thought his show was
Yeah.
named Mixed Bag.
Yeah. I thought getting the bike seat shoved up his rear was bad enough. Now we're just talking about straight
I
poop.
swear, he talks about that story like he really enjoyed it. He really does, man. Like
One of his best memories.
you see the expression on his face, and he's getting all excited to get to like the climax of the story.
Oh, it
Like,
climaxed all right.
yeah, I was gonna say.
Hey, I just realized something. We're gonna have to kick Susie off this call.
Why?
You look at Sam, paddle and fin hat. Brian, paddle and fin hat. Brad, paddle and fin hat. Me, paddle and fin hat. Susie ain't got her hat on.
She has the sticker hat.
You gotta represent Susie.
She's got a logo above her head.
Give me 5 minutes. I'll put one on her head for the YouTube video.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
It must
She's
be
got a
nice
paddle
having
and
that
fin face.
sticker.
Oh boy, here we go.
I love that sticker, man. So I'm always worried that I'm gonna like cut somebody off driving down the road, and they're gonna see that big sticker on the back of my window and message Paddle and Fin on Facebook or something.
I got two of them.
Worried about that.
I got two of them.
That of
and
a
we haven't-
driver that you have to.
Well, we haven't got any messages yet, and I got two big ones on the back of my truck, so we're good.
Well,
Okay.
no, I'm not a bad driver. Is what I do is weave in and out of people that are going slow. It drives me nuts. So when I'm driving, I drive by them. I'm like, throw my hands up, look at them. They look at me, and I'm like, well, stop being an idiot.
Well, see, what y'all really got to worry about is whenever I get a sticker on my truck. Because, see, listen. You Northerners, y'all are used to bad drivers. You know, they see y'all being terrible drivers like, hey, it's just a normal guy. You know, this is a normal, everyday thing because y'all are terrible drivers. But you come down south where you respectful drivers, and then you see me driving, that's when they're going to start.
You can't
like,
drive poorly when you only go 5 miles an hour. Like when your fastest speed is the rabbit on your tractor. Like
That's awesome.
Touché, Sam Jones.
So I have a dash cam in my truck. I've had one in my vehicle for quite a while, but man, if there's ever the day where I have to pull the footage for something, I feel sorry for the cops because I get some pretty bad road rage and I just start cussing.
I believe
Oh,
it,
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Oh, people just make me so mad. It's just like going over the bridge to work every day. It never fails. Somebody's doing 45 in the hammer lane, and I'm just like, what are you doing?
Yeah, you want to
Southerners
see some
that
freaky,
relocated.
You want to see some freaky road rage, just driving a car with my old man for like 10 minutes. I mean, he's been a truck driver since he was 18 years old. And yeah, it's pretty bad. I wouldn't say every other, it's probably like every word is just a swear word, and they're all melded together. And it's like a symphony of curse words. It's unbelievable. I mean, I've never met anybody with that skill in my life, except the old man.
Beethoven's playing in the back as he's just cussing up a storm.
Oh yeah, yeah, and it just all flows together.
Fuck you, assholes! Get off the fucking road!
Oh yeah. Oh, it gets even worse. It gets worse than that. I mean, it's really colorful. I mean, I know this is like no holding back on this show, but like even then, it's just too much. I mean, our rating would go from R to like triple X with the amount of curse words that flows out of his mouth.
What words is he using?
Oh, dude, I'll tell you off there.
Hey, but you know, on that subject, you know, on the last After Hours episode, y'all were talking about, you know, censoring yourself and whatnot. I have never said any cuss word on our podcast.
Yeah.
Now,
I haven't either.
you guys probably know from, you know, our group chat and stuff. I cuss like a sailor, but I've never cussed on our podcast. And you know, you were talking about how Jay and Ricketts were like, you know, Brian, I'm speaking to you. Talking about how Jay and Ricketts were like, how do you do it? Like, with me personally, I'm either all the way in or all the way out. So you know,
That's what she said.
Can I get it off my chest real quick?
Ouch.
But can I get it off my chest real quick? Because I've never done it on our podcast.
No, you cannot do it on a podcast.
Okay. Fuck shit, damn, hell.
That was like a fucking 2-year-old. That was like a 2-year-old discovering swear words for the first time.
He's growing up,
Shit,
guys.
hell, damn. Like,
Well, guys, I'm going to bed now. Thank you for the conversation.
You feel better? You feel better, Milford?
I feel better. Now people can really know the real me. I cuss a lot, but I try to keep it clean, in case people have their kids riding in the car while they're riding down the road and listening to the podcast through their speakers.
We have to record a disclaimer. Seriously, to put it.
I put a disclaimer on the last one.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's already
Obviously,
pre-recorded.
Sam didn't listen to the podcast himself. We recorded an episode together for my segment, and he's like, "What's this segment called again?"
Bass fishing for goobs.
Oh, that's too funny.
I'm so busy recording them. I don't have time to listen to them.
Oh,
that was pretty good, man.
Yes.
That was a good one.
Which one? Fuck
Him,
shit, hell.
it was good.
Damn.
I liked it.
People are gonna be like, you know that Ryan Milford guy? And they're like, who? The fuck shit hell damn guy. Oh yeah, Ryan Milford. Yeah, I know.
The guy that can't catch a fish for his life.
The guy that doesn't know how to swear. Yeah, I know that guy.
Oh, you guys want to get into something fishing related? Like, I don't know.
Please.
I mean, I do have a topic.
Yeah, what is
You guys
it?
are all interested. So, curious what you all think about this. So,
I hate it.
shut up.
I do that to my wife all the time.
So, what do you guys think of? I'm trying to think of how to structure this because it can kind of be pretty broad. But anyway, so what would you say if a top angler was sharing their waypoints from their fish finder to another top angler?
I mean,
Is it whatever, or is it just like, oh no, that's like cheating?
During a tournament or not during a tournament?
Either or, before, during, or after.
Is it in the rules?
No.
I don't think so.
Sam shares
Well-
waypoints all the time.
It should be in the rules, but if it's not in the rules, you're playing within
Yeah.
the rules. If they want to do it, they can do it.
Yeah, I know. The walleye circuit. I won't name which ones, but that was a common thing. Like boat teams teaming up with other boat teams and sharing waypoints and stuff like that. And I think it's a common occurrence all throughout, whether you're in a boat, a kayak, whatever. I don't like it, but it is what it is. I mean, how are you going to police that? I think that's the biggest, right? Because
Right.
it's hard to prove. I think. I don't know. I mean, what's the difference of giving somebody an actual waypoint or just saying, "Hey, go out to this point, line up with this tree and that rock, and you'll find fit"? You know what I mean? So
That's kind of my point exactly,
like-
and kind of ties into, kind of like my other topic of it's not just men, but since it's a very male dominated sport.
you calling us out?
You're damn right I am. But the whole secretiveness behind spots, I mean, what is the big deal?
Well-
I get it to a certain extent, but at the same time, if you're out on a public lake, I guarantee there's probably at least 20 other people who know about that spot too.
Yeah. I was going to say that it depends if you're talking about a lake or a river. Now, if we're talking about rivers, I don't want anybody fishing that spot that I found, because everybody in Ohio, in the Dayton, Ohio area, there's a lot of people that are hillbillies, and they leave their trash all over the place, and they trash my areas, and it's kind of annoying. So
I can see that.
Yeah, I can see that.
One thing I was going to say, y'all know I'm not really in the tournament scene yet. But from my point of view,
the scary part of that statement, you said yet.
Hey, I'm coming.
That's what she said.
I'm coming to take last place in every tournament. But no. So what I was going to say, before I was rudely interrupted. What were we talking about?
That's what she said.
Spots.
All right.
Sharing spots.
So I've heard it time and time again on our podcast, on other podcasts, on my segment specifically. And I believe this goes a lot to it. You can tell somebody where to fish, what to use, all that. They still got to catch those fish themselves. You can line. Let's say I just picked up some jackhammers. I haven't tried them yet. More than likely, it's going to take me a little while to catch the hold of it. No, I picked them up because I talked to Jody Queen. Jody Queen, by the way, congratulations. He just announced he got on the Hobie fishing team.
Nice.
Saw that coming.
But Jody Queen's a really cool dude. Me and him talked for a while after we recorded our episode together and just talking about stuff. He's a really cool guy. But besides that, if you put me and Jody Queen side by side, the same very spot, with the same lure, with that jackhammer, he's probably going to sit there and wear them out while I'm not catching that many of them. So you can share your spots, you can share your lures, you can share all your secrets. That person's still got to be able to utilize all that information and put it to use and catch those fish.
Yep.
So I don't personally, being somebody outside the tournament scene, I don't personally have any kind of issue with that.
Yeah, I don't see an issue with sharing spots as long as it's outside of the tournament. If it's inside tournament, man, that's kind of messed up.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, right? If you got 3 anglers working together, obviously they're covering way more than you ever accomplish. So I think that's where the unfair advantage comes in, and that's why it's kind of frowned upon. When you yourself are out there putting in the work, but there's a house full of top anglers sharing, all their spots and what they've done and where they're going and this and that. I mean, that kind of hinders you when you're talking competition, right? I mean,
yeah,
I think that's where it comes into play.
Well, let me ask you this, and this goes to all of y'all because I know all of y'all are, tournament anglers. I know Brad,
y'all
isn't as much of a what's wrong with y'all? All right, but all y'all fish tournaments and stuff. What if you're the one getting the information? Are you going to have an objection to it then?
If it's outside of the tournament, I don't mind.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Have I ever shared info before? Yeah. I've shared info with Sam before.
So
like
here's the thing.
Pre-fishing stuff?
Here's the thing. The better question is, what does that do to your head and your strategy? You've been out there, you've been practicing for 2 or 3 days. You're on to a little something. Maybe you don't feel like you got it all the way figured out, or maybe you do. And you get down, you're sitting at the house or you're sitting at dinner with your buddies, and they start telling you, hey, I'm whacking them in 15 foot of water on a crankbait. And you're like, well, hell, I've been fishing up in a foot of water with a whopper plopper. What does that do to your head? How do you react to that? Do you want that information or do you not want that information? See, that's where
that's a great point. Yeah. I think psychologically it screws with you. I mean, I've fished some areas sometimes that were recommended to me, and I think it goes back to what Milford says. Just because there's fish there doesn't mean you can catch them. You know, made that move before where went on some advice and it was a crapshoot. There was definitely fish there. I couldn't catch them, so I ended up moving back to, where I was catching short fish just to get a limit for the. But I don't know. You could spin it 8 million different ways. I think it's one of those things. I think it's like I said. The biggest thing is how are you going to prove it? How are you going to control the sharing of information? I mean, I think that's going to be the biggest struggle.
Here's the problem. What's the benefit of eliminating it? Because you got to think about what it does to your fishing community. What do we all love doing? We all love talking about fishing. We all love sharing techniques and spots and talking about where we caught them. That's what makes this community great. You look at the guys on MLF, they can't talk.
Yeah.
They don't talk. They can't talk to. They don't even go to dinner together because they don't want to be put in a situation in which they may be. Gerald Swindle was just talking about this today at the expo. Alan was kind of giving me a recap because I missed the seminar he did. He was talking about this. They don't even go to dinner. They don't even talk to each other because they don't want to be put in a situation where they may overhear something or somebody might think something. Mm-hmm. And then when they win that tournament and go take that lie detector test, they ping the wrong way. Do you want that kind of atmosphere in kayak bass fishing? No. That's why we all love this. We all love the campouts, the dinners, the cookouts, hanging out after practice at the ramp and talking and shooting the shit. That's what we all love about this. If you don't want to hear it, you avoid it. If you don't mind hearing it, then you can. Yes. Would you like to see that, everyone had to go out and do their own thing and not have any advice or help or whatever? Maybe. But that's a part of the game. If they're doing it, you can do it. Go make those relationships. Go talk to people. You know what I'm saying? Get a group of guys together. Go practice together. They didn't start out that way either. They had to find that stuff. So, I mean, it's an open ball game, I think. I don't have a problem with it personally.
I think that's an excellent point.
Yeah. I mean, I think me personally, I think I do better when I just fish on my own and I don't listen to everybody else because of that whole psychological factor. I mean, that's just me personally.
Ryan's got to pee.
What else is new? Yeah, that story needs to be told on this podcast.
Can we tell it in a minute?
Yeah.
I'll tell it in a minute. I'll be back.
I did want to say something else on that waypoint thing, though, real quick, before we tell that. I think the funnest part of fishing is the chase, especially when you're on a river, man. Finding those fish and you catching the fish, it's rewarding. Like, I don't want anybody to show me spots on the river, man. I want to find them myself.
Oh, I do. Show me the spots. I just take me there.
I don't know, dude. We're all different.
And I think it's, all part of just, perspective and how everybody learns too. Like for me, when I went to the championship for the first time in 2017, I was still brand new into all this and everything. Didn't have a clue as to what I was doing. And, I was still debating on like, do I ask questions, because I don't want to be perceived as this, person who's just like, oh, well, she's just trying to, copy what everybody's doing or anything like that. But then I was just like, no, I'm just not even going to start thinking that because like, if I want to learn, I'm going to start asking questions, screw what everybody else thinks, and so, it was helpful to learn, kind of where people were fishing and how they were fishing, because it kind of helped me figure out, well, why are they fishing there and why are they fishing with whatever they're fishing with, and I was like, okay, they're on this, deep contour, or they're on a ledge, or they're on brush pile. Like, okay, it helped paint the better picture for me, and now, I kind of fish on my own all the time, because, I still like to say that I kind of know what I'm doing, but but, for beginners, I think it's, especially important, just depending, on how, that person is going to learn, how they're going to retain information. Because, when I first got into all this, I wish I would have had kind of somebody out there with me to kind of watch how they fish. Just, I can watch YouTube videos all day, but like being right there with somebody, like I can ask them questions. I'll be like, okay, well, are you, setting the drag a certain way, or are you hopping? Are you, just kind of getting that direct feedback and kind of direct experience type of thing. But then at the same time, it's like, well, you do kind of learn some things for yourself too. But yeah, so yeah, just curious, everybody's like.
No, I agree. I agree with you, Susie. Like, that's a great way to learn, is just by talking to people. I mean, that's what we do. We talk about fishing here. I mean, yeah, we're not necessarily naming off spots, but I think with some of that knowledge, it could just definitely help you out to be a better angler. Fishing, you might, like you said, like fishing ledges, deep cuts, things like that. I mean, that's stuff you may not think about. I mean, it's funny. I try to think about it sometimes, like when you started out, right? You started out from the bank and you're casting out and you're kind of limited. But then when you first get into a kayak or a boat, what do? You fish towards the shore, right?
Yeah.
Where it's kind of weird,
Yep.
And I think a lot of people overlook the stuff like what Sam fishes, like deep structure, deep water, So, I mean, that shallow bite might not be there, but if you talk to Sam, oh yeah, I'm fishing out deep. I mean, that might put 2 and 2 together, and you might discover a new technique or a new way to fish or something like that. So I think like you touched on, it helps better anglers getting some of that info. What were you going to say, Brad? Sorry, man.
I'm going to head over to Sam's territory this year and have him show me how to fish some deep structure, man. I need to
come
learn
up
that.
here, man.
I need to learn it.
Here. I got the perfect spot.
I'm tired of fishing shallow.
I'm telling you what, guys. The tournament. If you guys want to come over here for a tournament, the tournament's a hit. And if you're listening to this and you're with it, that lake is on fire.
Which one?
Monroe.
Monroe?
Yeah. Man, the guys are saying it's the best it's ever been. Like, in Indiana, having to have 25, 26, 27-pound bags on the bass boat side to win.
Is good.
In
Nice.
Indiana.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
It's nice.
It's they're saying it's the best it's ever been.
Interesting.
When is that
Pretty
one?
Sweet.
July 18th.
KBF event.
Man.
Yep. There's big water. There's backwater. It's
What's going on then?
I love backwater, man.
I don't know. There is something going on then, but
Yeah.
Yep. But hey,
Yeah.
that'll be that could be a fun field trip for a paddle and fin crew sometime.
Hey,
Maybe
guys.
early spring.
Yep. Yeah. No, seriously.
Spawn.
Hit me up because I can put you on.
Hey, Sam, I'm hitting you up. I want to get it put on some 25-pound bags.
Let's do it.
Tomorrow?
Hmm? No, it's up real high right now because all the rain.
Oh.
Yeah.
You guys got rain. We got snow and ice.
Cold.
That's
We got
super
rain
cold
and
right
ice
now.
in Ohio.
I saw some ice shacks on the lake today as I drove by. Might
it
be able
safe,
to get out there
though?
soon. Yeah. Yeah, they were out. I mean, they were somewhat close to shore, but in the bays and stuff, I bet it's probably 5 inches.
No way.
Really?
No way
Yeah.
I'm getting on it. No.
It's been
Really?
cold up here. Yeah.
Oh. Man, the temperatures around here is just so up and down. Like
Yeah.
we've been in like the mid to upper 30s for a while, and then today's been the coldest day for a while. But then like towards the end of the week, we're gonna be like in the 38s.
Jeez.
Did you get
Weird.
snow Friday night?
We did. We got some snow, and then it changed over to rain, and then it kind of sort of froze a little bit, then kind of changed to snow again. So, I mean, we really didn't get a whole lot of snow that stayed, but like, it all froze, so there's like ice and stuff everywhere, but like the roads are fine or whatever. But
Yeah, we got probably 5 inches of snow up here.
dang. Yeah, it looked like it kind of stayed. At least the snow was more north, but yeah, like it started off as snow, then it kind of got that weird ice pellet mix, and then it just turned to rain, and it was gross.
Brad,
Sam doesn't like it when we talk about the weather.
Yeah.
So, Milford, I think you have a very interesting story to share with everybody, and why your nickname was Piss Break for a while.
Yeah, I didn't announce my return, but for all the listeners, I know you were waiting for me to come back because I'm the most interesting person in this show right now. But no. But yeah,
Snow into somebody's head. Yeah, I think you need a little more vodka in that drink, bro.
I think I do too. I'm almost out already. But okay. So the piss break story. My episode where I recorded with Aaron Steiger. You know, me and Aaron, Mr. Steiger, we were recording, and as we're going along, I had to pee so bad. Middle of the episode, I had to pee, and I'm like, I'm just gonna hold out, wait till this is done. And we're recording, and we're talking, and I'm trying to be kind of short, and Aaron is, he's talking. I'm not trying to say anything bad about Aaron. He didn't do anything wrong or anything. I just had to pee really bad, and so I was ready to end this episode. I was ready to end this interview, and I had to go so bad. And finally, I was just like, and I got up and ran outside, and I had to piss. I had to come back, and he didn't even know what was going on. He was just sitting there like, "What the fuck?"
Well, the best part is I get a message like, "Hey, I just sent you my interview with Steiger. You're gonna have to edit out a little something at the end." You were like, I had to get up and like take a leak or whatever, and I was like, okay, no big deal. So I'm going through and I'm like, all right, looking for this spot, and then all of a sudden I just see Milford hold up his finger, take his headphones off in the middle of like Steiger talking
He was in the
like
middle of talking.
literally bolts for the door, and Steiger's just kind of like sitting there looking around like, what the hell just happened? Like, is this dude okay? Like, is somebody dying in his home? Like, what is going on? And Aaron's just kind of sitting there like, okay, like, is this happening or whatever? And then all of a sudden you see Milford come back and sit down. He's like, sorry, dude, I had to take a piss. And Aaron, being the professional dude he is, he's like, it's okay, man. I understand. It's all good. So you want me to just pick back up where I left off there before you took off out the door?
And,
I don't know, dude.
Aaron was awesome. I was doing that, like hoping he would like just continue talking and like ramble a little bit if you need to while I'm gone, and I'll be right back. But I guess he didn't get what was going on. Like I said, I don't hold nothing against him. It's not his fault. But it was a learning experience for me. We're always talking about learning something every time you're on the water. Well, I learned something every time I'm on the podcast. What I learned from that one is always make sure you piss before you start this hour-long interview.
Yeah.
But yeah, Aaron's an awesome guy, and I don't want any bad things towards him. He was a good interview, and I also want to say, Brian, you did an awesome job of editing that too, because when you just listen to it on the podcast, you couldn't even tell.
No idea.
Couldn't even tell.
So what I always pictured Ryan doing during that interview before he had to run out is, the scene from Dumb and Dumber where the guy is outside of the bathroom and like beating on the door trying to get in.
Yeah.
And like his face is all going. That's what I picture Ryan doing, like having to pee so bad.
I mean, it's classic. I have the video still. It's just classic because, like I said, it's like mid-sentence, Steiger's talking, and then Milford just like gone. And Steiger has no clue what's going on because all Ryan did was hold up his finger. And
Well, I didn't want to
Aaron's just
interrupt the guy. Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, you did.
Obviously.
Yeah, there it is.
That scene right there where he starts freaking out trying to get in the doors.
Hey,
That was after Lloyd gave him the X-Lax.
Yeah. Dude, I love that movie.
YouTube channels can be taken down. Thank you.
Oh, that's great.
Heck yeah.
Great. Oh,
Good stuff.
good stuff. So, what's everybody else got coming up? Well, this is dropping Sunday, so Chicago Fishing Show will be wrapping up for me, Susie, and Jay.
I will be at the Cincinnati Travel, Sports, and Boat Show with Jason and Ryan. We'll be finishing up when this airs.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Cincinnati Travel, Sports, and Boat Show.
Nice.
I'm not going to be there.
Who did I thought I said Jason, Josh, and me.
You said Jason and Ryan.
Oh,
you
my
did
bad.
Say Jason and Ryan.
My bad.
Secret man
I
crush.
wish I could be there with you, Brad, but I'm not going to be there.
Too much.
Hey,
rain.
so let's talk about this real quick. So how come we heard the cheese story, right? Okay, that Milford was really upset about no cheese on cheeseburgers, and you and Josh are the ones with the beef, but yet Brad was the guy that brought the groceries. So why so much animosity between you and Eldridge instead of you and Hicks?
Well,
There is
Josh,
no animosity, okay? This was
Josh
a joke.
was just getting annoyed because he kept going, "Where's the cheese? I can't believe you forgot the cheese."
Okay. For anybody,
Josh was like, "Holy crap, dude! Just shut up. It's just cheese."
for anybody that don't know me, I like to bust people's balls. You know, I just do it as a joke. I bust people's balls. Y'all know it. You know, I maybe it's a personality trait that a lot of people don't like or some, but yeah, I just like to give people a hard time. And so when we went to Del Hollow, Brad picked up all the groceries and we all just gave him, money to go towards the groceries. And he forgot to get cheese. We're gonna have burgers one night, and he forgot the cheese. And so, like, I gave him a hard time about that. I'm like, how do you forget the fucking cheese? Like, how do you have a burger without cheese and you forget the fucking cheese? Like, how does that happen? But we were staying at a campground in a cabin. There was a marina that's like part of the campground. And
Did you go down there and get cheese?
I did. But I gave Brad a hard time about it, and Josh was there. And so I went down to the marina, and I bought us some cheese so we could all have cheese. But I did give him a hard time about it, and that was the first time I ever met any of the guys, and I guess Josh didn't pick up on my humor and thought that I was being serious about like being an asshole about the cheese. So Josh is like, "Are you really gonna make this big deal about some fucking cheese?" And
Well, the thing is, you kept going on and on and on about it. And I was just sitting here laughing, and Josh finally had enough. He was like, "Dude, I'm tired of hearing about the stupid cheese." It bled over into the next day until we left. They were arguing at each other about it when we were in the parking lot about the full way.
I think I said something to you like as I was telling you bye. We all like shook hands and hugged or whatever, saying bye. And I said something. I don't remember what I said, but I think I said something about like nice meeting you, dude, even though you don't remember fucking cheese. But
and
I
then
do
you
love
and Josh
cheese,
went at it again.
Yeah, but that's just me, I guess I'm kind of weird when it comes to my humor. Sometimes I bust people's balls, and I might take it too far sometimes. I don't know, but like there wasn't ever anything serious. Once I realized we didn't have cheese, I had plans the whole time. I was just gonna go buy some cheese for us.
Hey.
And like the whole thing with me and Josh, I love Josh. Josh, cool dude. I have nothing against Josh. We're like, I don't have anything against anybody on this podcast. Like, really, like I view y'all as part of my family. Y'all kind of taking me in, and I've learned.
Oh.
Suck my dick, Brian. But
Josh is gonna be listening to this, and be like, "Yeah, I don't like that dude."
And that's fine. That's fine.
I'm joking.
No.
Hey, you remember those college kids?
Oh, dude, that was so much fun. We were
messing with some college dudes that were in a frat.
Yeah, like that. Okay, University of Kentucky had like, I don't know if it was one frat house or if it was multiple, but they were all staying there at the campground when we were there, and like
we were surrounded.
Yeah, some of them were staying in cabins, so it's like 10, 11, 12 o'clock, and all these college kids are running around like campsite to campsite and going cabin to cabin, and I guess some of them thought that we were, since we had the light on and we're outside
on the porch.
Yeah, I think me and Jay Randall, we had a couple beers and whatnot, and I don't, maybe Justin, Brad, I don't think you drank any. I know Josh.
I don't want to drink.
But we're just having a couple beers, sitting out on the front porch, just talking and everything, and we have these University of Kentucky frat boys like coming up our stairs, coming to our porch, and they're wanting to, like, they think they're coming up to a party, and we're just messing with them. I wanted to mess with them really hard and be like,
yeah, me too.
Like, yeah, come on in, boys. Yeah.
Oh my god.
They were like, is this the party? And Jay Randall was like, yeah, dude, we're the party. You guys want to party with a bunch of 40-year-olds? And they were like, what?
Like, no, dude, it's probably like, come on in and party. I'm just a hack, bro.
Yeah, they just stood there for a second, like, confused. What's going on?
Well, I'm sure they were annihilated.
Yeah.
But I will say, like, young people these days, they get a lot of, they catch a lot of shit. But these boys were pretty respectful. Once we went inside and we all laid down and stuff, I was
Wait, whoa, hold on. They were respectable once you went inside and laid down with them?
Not what I said, Sam. As much as you would like that, no, that's not what I said. No, once we went inside,
once we all went inside and laid down.
Inside and went to bed, they were all, we didn't.
Would you hear them all talking like, shh, be quiet, the 40-year-olds are going to bed?
No, I didn't hear that. I'm sure they said that, but we didn't hear. Me and Josh, that last night, me and Josh went out night fishing, and we came back. I think it was like 12 or 1 o'clock in the morning, and we parked the trucks, and we were like getting everything put up and locked down so nobody could steal anything. And like a big group of frat guys like started walking, kind of towards us. Come to find out, they're just walking past us to go to where they were going, but we're like, okay, are we about to get like mugged, or are they going to make fun of us for being old? But no, they were real cool. They were real respectful, and I'm a Kentucky fan when it comes to like college sports and stuff, so that made me pretty proud. But yeah, it was
the lamest thing you've ever said.
Look, Mr. Indiana.
Oh boy, here we go.
It's about to go down.
Sorry.
Shots fired.
Yup. Hey, you hate us because you ain't us. Is Sam Bell on us? Did he have to go pee now?
I have no idea. But,
at least I'll let y'all know. This is unprofessional, Mr. Sam Jones.
Yeah.
It's after hours. Anything goes.
Yeah. Well, I think we're pretty much at the end here.
I think it's a good
Yeah.
time to wrap this up.
I think so.
Before I get too much alcohol in me, let's wrap this up.
You can't even open your eyes right now, bro.
My eyes are open. I've got little squinty eyes all the time.
Thanks again for joining us for another After Hours. Till next time. Tight
You're
line,
welcome.
Smooth paddle.
Smooth lines, tight paddling.
Go check out the website, guys. Paddle, the letter N and fin.com. Also check out YouTube, youtube.com/paddle and fin. If you got a question, comment, want to hear from a future guest, feel free to email us at paddle, the letter N and fin @gmail.com. Don't forget to follow us on social media. We're doing giveaways, announcements, things like that at Facebook and Instagram at paddle and fin. Shout out to our show supporters, Rocktown Adventures, Loveland Canoe and Kayak, Hammered Lures, Fish Mob Lures, TRC Covers, Ketch Products. Go to ketchproducts.com. You could put the paddle and fin logo right on your catch board. Don't forget to go over and pick up your JigMasters Jigs. Use promo code PNF20 and save 20% today. Don't forget to rate and review the podcast on whatever platform you're listening to. It helps grow the audience, helps others find our podcast. So please drop a 5-star rating in on the podcast platform you're listening on. Don't forget about the recycled plastics program, you guys. Take your used plastic baits, put them in an envelope, mail them to the address in the show notes. Our man Eric Richards at Hammered Lures melts those down, makes new baits, and donates them to various chapters of Heroes on the Water.